Hi, my name is Hannah Valentine, and this is my senior research project, Communicating Climate Change Through Environmental Art. My faculty member is Jen Ladino. Traditional scientific communication often leans heavily on research papers and technical reports. While these are great for explaining complex environmental issues, they don't always connect with people on an emotional level. Because of this focus on scientific rigor, the information can feel inaccessible, making it hard for the wider public to engage with climate change issues. This is where art can make a difference. Environmental art can spark awareness by invoking emotional responses, opening up dialogue, and reaching people who might not normally engage with science. To really inspire action, it's not just about changing how we communicate, it's also about thinking carefully about who we're trying to reach. My research question: why is environmental art activism an effective approach to communicating climate change to the public? One of the sources that was helpful in the formation of my research question, was Environmental Art, A Study of Psychology and Activism by Andrew Mellon. Mellon looked at how environmental art connects scientific ideas, emotional responses, and social change. He points out that when art translates environmental issues into experiences we can see, touch, or feel, it engages people psychologically and can inspire activism in ways that data alone cannot. Several artists that really brought this idea to light was, in the bottom left corner, Danish-Icelandic artist Olafur Ellison, who teamed up with geologist Mink Rossing to create Ice Watch. In their installation, they transported huge blocks of glacial ice from Greenland and placed them in public places. There, people were able to touch the ice and watch it melt, experiencing the reality of climate change firsthand. In the bottom right corner is Karina Katakun, who used donated clothing to build large-scale installations. By repurposing familiar items, her work demonstrates the collective responsibility and environmental impact of our everyday choices. These examples show how art can make environmental issues feel immediate and personal, demonstrating the power of environmental art as a tool for communication and activism. My alternative research hypothesis: environmental art transforms scientific data into emotional, tangible experiences. Art has a unique way of turning scientific data into experiences people can feel, which can boost motivation to take climate change action. Next, creating environmental art helps artists deepen their understanding of scientific concepts. This makes sense because artists gain a deeper understanding of the science itself because they have to engage with the complex concepts in a meaningful and interpretable way. Finally, experiencing art in multiple forms, that be it visual performance or film, increases engagement more than just a single medium could ever do. My study system. My study will utilize an integrated social and ecological approach framework to examine how environmental art influences understanding and communication of climate change. Participants will consist of University of Idaho and non-U of I students who are currently working on and or have previously completed environmental art projects. This allows for the inclusion of individuals who are actively engaging with environmental issues through a creative experience. To recruit participants, I will use a combination of snowball sampling and convenience sampling. To go over sampling methods, snowball sampling involves asking initial participants to recommend others who might be suitable for the study. Convenience sampling is asking participants who are readily available and willing to take part, ensuring accessibility and timely data collection. This mixed sampling approach allows for a broader and more inclusive representation of students engaged in environmental art. My predicted outcomes. This study is expected to reveal that environmental art activism is an effective approach to communicating climate change to the public by transforming scientific data into emotionally engaging experiences that encourages personal reflection and motivation for action. Participants who create environmental art are anticipated to demonstrate higher levels of objective knowledge about environmental issues. Further predictions are that students involved in producing environmental art will demonstrate a stronger commitment to climate-related advocacy. Overall, the study is expected to confirm that integrating artistic expression into environmental communication enhances both understanding and motivation, making it a powerful tool for promoting climate change action. My research activities and methods. My study will utilize a qualitative, semi-structured interview with both students on campus and non-students on campus involved in environmental art projects. These interviews will explore how students use art to engage with environmental issues and communicate concepts related to environmental science, climate change. The research will adhere to ethical guidelines ensuring voluntary participation and minimizing risks to the interviewees. Data will be collected within a cross-sectional time frame, with all interviews being conducted during a single period over extended duration. In addition to interviews, the study will incorporate observational and unobtrusive methods, along with the use of aggregate secondary data and existing evidence. This qualitative approach aims to deepen understanding of how environmental art fosters dialogue and awareness through climate change issues. Data will be analyzed using a coding matrix to identify patterns and emerging themes. The timetable. January, I hope to request survey approval. February, qualitative interviews will be conducted. In March, the data analysis and the coding matrix will be utilized. And finally, in April, a written project report will be done. My study is expected to find a positive relationship between students who create environmental art and non-students who create environmental art in their study of natural processes, as well as an increase in climate change action. These artists are likely to show a higher level of objective environmental knowledge, as the process of translating scientific concepts into artistic expression requires them to engage deeply with the scientific concept itself. Finally, exposure to environmental art is expected to increase the perceived urgency of climate change and reduce psychological distance, making the issue feel more imminent and personal. Okay. As the climate conversation becomes increasingly polarized, innovative approaches to communication are essential. Having personally witnessed environmental changes, I worry about the future, which motivates my commitment to engaging the public more effectively. Art can reach audiences in ways that traditional scientific communication often cannot, making it a powerful tool for sparking dialogue and inspiring action. These images on the slides are photographs I've taken in different parts of Idaho. They serve as a reminder of what is at stake and why it's vital to continue the conversation on climate change. These places reaffirm the importance of finding new and creative ways to connect with the often difficult to engage stakeholders. And here's my literary cited. So thank you for listening to the presentation.